Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside, in the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Sub-Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright.
From the Sub-Nation X quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright. SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring we'll never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. We drift and we roll, finding our place in the vastness we call home. With courage and wonder, we reach for the light, guided by visions that illuminate the night. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown, truth and discovery, secret soul. In the solid wonder, we seek the key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown. Truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit this horizon, our spirits ignite, chasing the dreams that fill the night, chasing the dreams that fill the night. A symphony nights, we find our name, a symphony of wonder, a secret key to unlock the secrets of our galaxy. First in love with the cosmos, whisper our name, a symphony of wonder under your celestial light. In the deep glassy moment, our wisdom grows. In the dance of the universe, the truth flows. In the quiet of the night, we dream and fly, with questions that echo through an endless sky. Bound by the stars, our story unfolds. In the universe, our destinies are told.
Hello and welcome to another episode of SNX Radio. We do apologize for the delay. Unfortunately, we can't find Jim, so I'm hoping everything's okay. And when he comes on, or if he does, Jim, if you're out there, we're looking for you. But if he does, we'll just go ahead and add him. But Polly, we have Polly, the beautiful Polly Rotterman, and I just want to say that, yeah, Polly has been a part of SNX Radio from day one. She was actually a part of this before it was SNX Radio. She's been behind the scenes. She's been doing all the hard work. And tonight, I would love to welcome her on stage with me. We're going to be doing some shows, and it's going to be regular. So, Polly, congratulations and officially welcome to SNX Radio. So, yeah, in the chat, I just want to say the chat's been so amazing. So, we're going to try something a little bit different tonight. I'm not sure how it's going to work because I don't quite have everything set, but we're gonna give it a go anyway, and we're gonna take some calls tonight and see how that works. But we're gonna try anyway. So anyway, welcome, Polly. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? I know you didn't want to be or didn't think you're gonna be in the hot seat tonight, which you're not, but like let's see. We're just gonna go into it and see. So everybody, welcome. The chat, Cheru Sounds, hey, nice to see you. Cal Cooper, oh, hey. Whispering Portals, Laura, hey, girl. Gustovo, I hope I said that right. UFO, hey. Surface Planet Radio, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sonia Galactic, hey, girl. Max Pax, hey. Chris Sadley, hey, buddy. So glad that you're here. He's doing all the stuff behind the scenes, too. Roger Blair, nice to have you. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I hope I did. Mr. B and friends. Hey, welcome, welcome. Kitty Cat Whack. I love it. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. I do not. Polly, did you see anybody that I missed? I don't. I think I got everybody. If
No,
I didn't,
I
if I
think
didn't, I
we
so
got
apologize.
everyone, Laura,
Traveling
Hero.
fools. Traveling fools. Yo, yo, yo. Hey,
Yeah,
what's up? Okay. I think I got everybody there. So if I did not,
yeah.
I totally apologize. But yeah, Polly, go into it. Tell them, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You've been doing some super hard work behind the scenes. You're always on stuff. You got an amazing Facebook group. If you have not yet, go to Polly's Facebook group. She's going to tell you about it. And definitely, definitely go in there. She's up to date. That girl is working nonstop 24 hours. I don't know how she does it. So yeah, welcome and tell them all about you. Girl, you're amazing.
Stop. Please continue.
Oh, no. Yeah, go on. Hey. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's,
Don't
just
stop.
go
Yeah.
on. Oh
Oh,
my
man.
God, I love you so much. I'm so happy to be here
Oh, me
with
too,
you,
girl.
my girl. I can't be more proud of your work. This has been a huge experience, Everything started when I was 7 years old. I had a download, what we call today. I was suddenly in my house and suddenly something happened, everything freezed and I received like a telepathic message where I could see a ET craft. I was looking at a picture on a book and suddenly this picture kind of made time stop around me, and I saw this craft hovering outside planet Earth. And I started seeing green numbers running through my head like a computer running numbers, zeros, fives, ones, threes. But these numbers were translated in my head as images. So I could see this craft hovering outside planet Earth. And I guess that was the first time I had a telepathic message that told me we are a different kind of craft and technology. We live here outside planet Earth, but we come to visit you. And this is just a different kind of plane. I was 7 years old, so the message was very simple and short. I remember time stopped. I could not hear nothing around me. Not the birds, not my grandmother, not my sisters. Um, I don't know how much time I lose there, but for me, it was like seconds. When I came back, I was in shock, but that was my awakened moment. That was my awakening moment. From that second on, I needed to understand what happened to myself and what is this phenomenon. So today, after many years of research, I studied journalism and social communication. And I think, amazingly, because back then I thought I was born in Colombia, in Bogota. Back then I thought I was going to be a journalist in Colombia, and that's it. But actually, my journalism made a huge upside down when actually I'm using it to research this phenomenon for, I'm 49 today, so it's been like
It's your
more than
birthday?
40 years. No, not today
Oh, I was like,
specifically. In general, I'm 49, but we celebrated my birthday last year together. You remember? We were live.
yeah, that's why I was like, oh my gosh, is it your birthday again today? Oh no,
No,
okay.
we have like another 6 months. But till then I've been just researching, and actually I've been talking about my experience only lately. It takes a lot of time to understand yourself, the phenomenon, to deal with the stigma and people, judgments. But I've understand that we need to stand by our experiences. We know what we've seen, we know what we felt. There are other people like us that are even afraid to talk about their experiences because of the stigma. And so I think my goal here is not only bringing for the people the most, accurate information I can about the phenomenon and their narrative, but also being a voice for those experiencers that want to share their experiences and give them the strength to share too, because we are disclosure, you know. So what we are doing, you, me, all of us, by supporting all this community is huge. And I wish we could understand that we should hold hands. The paranormal community should not be a battlefield, you know. Each one of us, we've had our own experiences, and it's objective for each one of us and subjective for a lot of us, but still We should respect, not impose, and stay humane. Like, support each other, be the light for each other, and see the light in each other, because all this ego is not taking us nowhere. So that's what we are doing here. Come, share, like, subscribe, you know, support, love, be an empath, and just that's the message.
No,
Okay.
that's so true. That's so true because there's so much in this community and everybody's up in arms. And the thing of it is that it is like you said, it's subjective, excuse me, to everyone. Everybody's experience, and it's like and even in life, like no two people are gonna see something the same. And just because my mission is, like they told me what my mission is, not very clear, like on what they said, but they said I was here for communication. Everybody's here a little bit different. So I just wonder like what it's all about, why it's all about. But it changes your life. It changes as soon as I came in contact, I had a UFO that came 1 mile. MUFON measured it 1 mile. Came to me. I was up on this hill. I was in this old cemetery. It's paranormal. And then they came out. They measured it. They said I was 30 feet away. I mean that was only like maybe 15 feet above my head. And I was standing there and like it crept 1 mile over. It was 50 foot in diameter. And I stood face to face with this. And I'm telling you, there was nowhere to run and hide. I didn't have that option. I was like watching it. And I was like, there's no way this thing's coming over. There's no way this thing's coming. And it did. So when you experience something, it changes your life. It's not instant. It's like from that point forward, it changes so much about you. I was a therapist. I sat in my nice little cushy office and I just, I thought that was what I was here to do, but that's not what I was here to do. And so I started to embrace it, but you're right. And there's something I'm going to go ahead and say this, but I made the local police intel over this show. They monitor and I'm most likely watching now. They even testified that I am quote unquote a conspiracy theorist and a so-called freedom fighter. And with that being said, there's so much to the story, but I can't because it's in litigation right now. It's actually going to the Supreme Court. So when I am able to talk about what happened, I will. But it is very serious. And let me tell you, when something like that happens and jars your life and you have to go up on stand and testify to all of this, and they think you're delusional because of what you saw, you're going to think and see this just a little bit different. That's
Yeah, and the problem is that, for example, in my case, the second half of my life came with the second half of my experience, but it happens through kind of astral traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you want to go to your psychologist and talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
see, how can you explain that your meeting with a mantid species and little gray aliens are true?
It doesn't go over well. I get it.
Exactly. So that's why also it's important for us to understand that we need to find the right people to go and find help and talk, because not everyone understands the phenomenon. So after all these years, and especially lately, I've come to the conclusion that, worldwide, especially between the skeptics, they expect kind of a massive alien landing on the White House.
It's not going to happen that way. They don't
Well,
work that way.
exactly.
It's like,
Because the
I hear you.
phenomenon is more related to a personal awakening, and consciousness. So
So true.
there are people that are touched by this phenomenon. There are those that are interested on it. There are different levels of awakening or consciousness, which makes different kind of energies and frequencies, and everything is related to everything. That's why disclosure, when it will happen in different phases. Those that know about the phenomenon, no matter if you were touched by it by an experience, or you were interested on it, or you were in total denial, that's the way you will take it, and you will need to face it. See? So we cannot expect from all of us the same behavior, because not all of us are in the same state of consciousness and awakening.
That's a good point too. Awakenings, it's not, when you go through it, I think some people are like, because even Mufan, here the investigator that I had, he was not an experiencer. He's never seen one. He was even colorblind. Dave Creeder, I'm sorry, Dave, but he didn't know. And he's like, so did the veil lift? Like when it happened? And I was like, and the worst part is when I went to him, it was UFOs, and then it was July 2017. Then by December 2017, I had the tour. I had the tour, and that's what I call it. I was like, but I used to think, I was like, gosh, I want the nickel tour, because this activity was going on around me, and it was so crazy. It was like these crafts. I have pictures of them, one going like right over my thing, and I was like, man, this is so amazing, because it's an experience, and you get like this like generated feeling, and it's like somebody, I can't even explain it. It's just like this amazing like feeling. And I was like, man, when it happened, so I called my phone, like, so now what? I didn't know if they had a handbook on this. It's like, well, okay, what do I do now? And he's like, we don't know. I was like, what do you mean?
I know, and there is so many things going on. When you think about the hearings, the last hearing that we had like last month. So you hear the information. For us, it's not new. We know about these cases. We know about the Vandenberg incident. We know we know about it. It happened. Nucitelli is doing a great job with all those witnesses. So those hearings, are they made for us, or they are not? Because we know. So if someone, a skeptic, looks at the hearing and suddenly he's asking questions like, what? Is this real? And suddenly he's got this seed inside of him. Well, the job is made.
Yeah. You know what I was told?
See?
And I even checked it out with Stephen Bassett. So this is even the crazier part. Let's just go here for a second. Those hearings in Congress doesn't have the security clearance to hear about anything. UFOs, UAPs, that's not the identified code for identified crafts. I'll look it up when I got from Rick Doty. Now, can you believe CIA counterintelligence? Probably not, but there's always an element of truth to it. So I checked it out with Stephen Bassett, and he said, no, that's correct. I said, then what are we doing here? Why are we even having these hearings? And he's like, no, Senate's the one with more of the power. They're the ones that have more of the clearance to hear this. And I was like, what? Like, you got to be kidding me. So is this all smoke and mirrors? Like, are we looking at this and it's like, is this even happening? Are we supposed, what's going on
Well,
here?
it is for us, but in the other hand, I want to believe that, when we talk about the skeptics or non-believers, the situation is pretty bad.
Yeah.
There are people that are still seriously and literally taking this phenomenon as a joke.
Oh, yeah.
So
Definitely.
the situation is really bad. And the thing is that not all the countries are on the same state of disclosure.
So
what happens
tell
in
the
the
audience that where you're not in the United States. Polly is not in the United States. What is it like in your country in Israel, Polly,
Hmm.
for this? Like,
Well, it's complicated. It's complicated because, first of all, we live in a very military country. That's one. So, as you know, every single information here is checked, you know, or the information that we receive, not democratically, but I mean, if you want to find out, and it's the same that happens everywhere. No government wants to talk about the ET phenomenon. See, now I have my sightings here, but go figure, I cannot really check militarily what's going on with my sighting, for example. I can try, but it's not like I can really find answers. So, the bunker is everywhere. But there are countries that are in a war situation that others. The situation in the States looks so open compared, for example, to what's going on with disclosure in Israel. We have here a MUFON, we have our community, our experiencers. One of them is, for example, my dear friend Yossi Ronen. He's known all over the world. His experience is one of the most beautiful. I truly recommend his book, One, because we are one. We are all one. That's God, all of
that's
us.
so true. That is so true. We definitely are all one, and
Exactly.
that
So
is
that's also, I think, when I came to live here in Israel from Colombia, I think it was also kind of a mission. I suddenly, yes, I was born in a Jewish community in Colombia. So Israel always feels as our homeland. But I had a huge, strong feeling that I need to go to Israel, you know? And I left everything. My parents were crazy, like, beautiful Israel, but it's in the other side of the world. Like we are in Colombia. Why don't you go to Mexico, Argentina, but Israel alone? Are you crazy? And I said, yes, I need to go. And actually, when I came here, that's where I started. We didn't have internet back then. Cell phones were new. Wi-Fi was just, we had ICQ. Remember ICQ back then? Well, it was just starting, you know. But I started hearing about Bob Lazar for the first time and MUFON. And so that's where my journalism exploded. I took my journalism literally to go and investigate the phenomenon, all the incidents around the world, the experiencers, the journalists. Everyone was investigated because I wanted to understand myself what happened to
so
me.
good. That's good, Polly. That's good you did that. You have to investigate all of this. You really do. That's amazing you did that. You have
Well,
to. It's like, we sit here, I am telling you, we sit here and we're like trusting the government. I think of how many things I was talking to when Jessica Jones was on last night. And she's like, yeah, no, about the lead paint and then about all this stuff that's going on. And I'm like, man, what in the heck are we doing here? Like, I used to just trust them. I really did. I'm like, you just can't do that anymore. You really can't. Like, you have to investigate, you have to ask these questions, and you can tell when you ask them, they don't like it. They do not like you asking questions. That's the truth
I
of it.
know. I know. And that's why, unfortunately, when it happened with your channels too in YouTube, we get banned and suddenly we get, attacked. And well, we are just trying to bring the truth to the audience.
Yes, we
you know.
are. Yes, we are.
And we are just trying to support other experiencers.
That's
And
so true too.
so, I guess, the bunker comes not only from our government, but unfortunately and sadly, it comes sometimes from within our community when we
Mm-hmm.
are attacked by our own members. So, what's important for me, and that's why I want people in all our groups, but especially in my new Facebook group, the name is Area 50 Human, UFO, UAP News for you all guys. If you want to join, the link is probably, in the chat. I want people to feel free to give their opinions, to share their work, to feel comfortable with their experiences and the job they are doing. I don't accept and I won't tolerate people attacking others. You will immediately be banned. Respect for me is everything. See?
Yeah.
So
That is so
maybe it's
true.
naive,
So true.
maybe an Israeli personality, but I don't take this bullshit. Like our experiences need to be respected. Period. No
Yes.
one is a queen, no one is a king. There are no experts in this field because no one knows really what is going on. So be humble, be
Yes.
respectful, and
That was so
just,
true.
support. That's all we need.
So true. And that is true. I said I'm like, with stuff and Polly's been at the core like of this and behind the scenes the entire time. I mean, this girl has done so much, so much. And I always like say how much I appreciate every single one of you. They watch everything. And it is absolutely when things have happened, this crew has caught it within minutes. And we have been able to squash some of this stuff because there are people that get in there. They get in there, and let me tell you, they create mass drama and chaos. I lost my other Facebook page. Now I'm
I
working on getting
know.
it back. Somebody hacked me. Somebody hacked me, and they got in and disabled my account. And so I'm working with Facebook. They changed everything. They added their phone number. They have, so I'm going and trying to this is my identification because I only have so many days to do this. Otherwise, it's permanently shut down. Now, who did it? Don't know exactly. I have a few, your usual suspects, but I'm working with Facebook and I'm thinking, man, how do you guys let this happen? Like, you see, like I'm putting my data, but this is what happens in this community. It's like, we're not here to be like famous or anything. We're here to take a message and bring it
No,
forward. You know what I mean? Like
like
you guys out there, like,
believe me, no one wants to be criticized and like publicly and but unfortunately it happens because of everything. I think my really huge message here is it doesn't matter the color of your skin, if you are a democratic or not, the place where you live, your religion, you know, we are all one. We are all humans. We are all earthlings. So we might have different opinions and we might believe even in different gods, but spirituality and religion are two different things. You can believe in the God you want, but spirituality goes further. Who are you as a human being? Your empathy, how much you
mhm,
support and love each other. And that's the goal. You know, as far as I know, my message from my ET community or whoever is taking me is that, I don't feel they are here to intervene with our evolution. We are here to learn by our decisions, for good or for bad. But we are here to learn. They are watching on us. That's why we can see them hovering, over nuclear sites, and they are watching. But intervene, we need to learn. And we are going through really, really, really tough times where we all, as human beings, need to decide, where do you stand between evil and good?
So true.
See, so
So true.
that's
And
the
you know what?
goal.
There is,
Be
I don't,
better human beings. Be better human beings. Stay humane. That's the goal.
that's a good message. That is a great message. And be good to one another. Just because don't, um, we don't have to think the same. We really don't. We don't have to see this the same. Oh, hey, Paul, Maybell, uh, excuse me, May 7 Abel, Paul, Shishi, he's from Canada. He's an experiencer. We have the same birthday, May 7th. We're just 20 years apart.
Hey,
I love Paul. Paul tell you in Canada the stuff that's going on. It's like, there's so much stuff. They're going to keep us fighting with one another, and we are not. We are not like each other's enemies. And we can think different. We really can, but we don't. It's like, don't force this stuff on me. Maybe I'm not in the place, or maybe I'm past the place you're at. Because every single day in this, and every single interview I do, I gain more. Polly, I'm sure you same thing. You gain more and more understanding, and I feel so fortunate. I really do, to have each and every one of you out there, because in the people that I've had on, and to be able to do this and ask those questions to the people and help you get your questions asked is amazing. It really is. I never take this for granted, not for a day. And I do everything.
no,
If I see something that's going wrong, or if I see something that I don't, I think in my heart of hearts, hey, this is not right. I say something and I do something, and let me tell you, I will protect this with every single bone in my body until I can't.
yeah,
I thought I could walk away from this before. I did. I thought, this is so crazy. I can't, I can't do this. This is something I can't do. This isn't my mission. This isn't, they must have been wrong. Maybe they said I was here to not communicate or something. It's just like, what am I supposed to eat? But it's not like, I started to embrace it, and I started to work through it, because it's like, you don't have to worry really about, you have to worry sometimes about your own people and about them turning on you. And it's like, I'm not your competition. We're not here to compete. We are
exactly,
stronger together. Together, we are stronger.
exactly. Exactly,
So
and that's
true.
exactly what I said before. The paranormal community is not a battlefield. So stop the ego, stop the bullying, and start supporting each other. Because, like, we have already so many wars. Why? Why do we have to make it more difficult? Come on, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have different opinions. It's fine, you know, but we don't have to kill each other for this. On the contrary, that's the beauty of it. We are all one and still we are different. See, so that's it. Let's flow and let's make from this planet a better world. We have children that we need to give this planet. So I want to,
Oh, so true.
I have a 10 years old boy, and when he grows up, I want to see a better world for all our kids.
I do too. This is their world. I say that all the time. We're destroying our kids' world. Like, I don't want to, I'm teaching my son all these things, and I'm putting all this stuff on him. And I'm like, when you're telling your kids, you got to walk the talk. I can't just sit there and say, hey, Brody, you're going to have to stand, at some point when is no. And kids should not just automatically trust people. Do not tell your kids just because there's a police officer or a, firefighter. I literally had the police department tell me I needed to tell my son they needed to trust them. And I was like, no, we are not doing that. And I was like, because he is sitting there and I'm like, no, I've told him not to do that. Do not automatically show your trust to somebody. You don't do that. It's
Yes.
person by person, and we got to protect these kids. And really, like, I
Yes.
mean, when you're telling them there's resistance, right? So when my son kind of stands up and says, no, mommy, like, no. And I'm like, we talk about it, but I want him to do that. I encourage him to do that. And for a very good reason. So that's all I'm saying. Like, excuse me, let's rethink
Well,
the stuff we were doing.
it's like in general, we need always to question everything,
Oh, yeah.
you know. So we've been taught for so many years, so many written truths that are not truth. And so
Oh, I
that's
love
what we need.
this. Mad Packs. Aim. We can't be a chain if we don't link together. I
Exactly.
love that. I love that. Wow. I read it and I was like, I just got the chills.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That right there. That message right there is so important. Wow. Thank you for that,
Yes,
Mad Max. Mad Pack, sorry.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes, that's the whole point. We need to be a link and we need to question everything. Once we used to learn like everything was like a written truth, but it's not like that anymore. That's what we need to teach to our kids. Question everything. It's the same thing with research. See, with the things I share everywhere in the world, it's just an awakening process. I am not a teacher. I'm kind of an awakener. I'm giving you the information for you to do the research, for you to ask the questions, for you to build your own puzzle, for all of us to build a puzzle. You know, that's why I don't like to impose. I believe people should do their own research and start by our um, information. The little things that we give you, take it further for your own knowledge and experience and research. Always question, always.
Yes. Yes. So true, so true. And this process, the waking process is so different for everyone. It's so different. And think about when you first started this, it's like I I can't even tell you. I started like getting into physics. I started getting into like I mean I was like reading. I mean it was insane. The stuff that I was going through. I told Polly I was like I had these notebooks and everything, and then she's like me too. And we're in this group and we're all like sharing this madness. And I'm like, look at what I had. It was so insane. Like I had markings. I woke up. The weirdest part was I drew the star map. Let's go to like December 2018. I drew the star map and I saw it, and it was twice I saw it, and there were so many things going. I thought we were being invaded, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. This is back then. Now I wouldn't think differently about it. So I jotted it down. Well, go to July 2018. I get up out of bed, and my son's like, "You got something on your leg," and I went and I looked, and without a doubt, I went and I started digging through underneath the bed. I was like, where are those notebooks at? I know I wrote this. This is so crazy. It was the same thing that was on my leg. It looked like I sat on an iron. It was so bizarre, but I think that it was for confirmation. I also, in my experiences, when I first started, I had neck surgery. I had 2 discs replaced in my neck. I had fusion. I just dropped over. I was like making jello for my son, and I was, like in my townhouse, just fell over. They had to call 911. I went up there immediately. The next day they had surgery. I lost my right side. Like to throw a ball, I would throw it and it would drop maybe like a foot in front of me. When I got out of surgery, I did not regain the strength on my right side. My thumb was numb. I had so much pain and back pain. I lived like this for like 4 years. And I was getting to a point where I thought, how can I go on like this? I'm is this fair to my son? I can't get out there. I can't, do those things like we love to do together. I can't go play ball. His dad passed away when he was 18 months and he's 17 now, but then we have this like special bond. It's always been him and I, like he and I we're like we're always together. I
Yes,
love that kid
I
with every ounce
understand
I
because
have.
me and my boys just this kind of love that
It's
I tell
amazing.
him all the time I need a bigger heart because my love for him grows just only bigger every day. So
Oh, it sure
I
does.
totally understand.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I thought with my son, I was like, man, how am I going? Is this fair to him? He's going and get like I would just be in so much pain. I was so depressed. I was so like at that point, and that's when I encountered the UFO. By December, or excuse me, you go from July 2017. By January of 2018, I was 50% better. I had beat all odds. At my doctor's appointment, the nurse, there's a window. So you have 2 years. It's a 2-year healing period. That's how nasty this whole thing is. Um, it's a 2-year waiting period or like healing period, but I didn't, because it's kind of like a scale and it goes down. And your chances of getting any better at that point, I couldn't even roller skate. I love you guys. If you know me, I love roller skating. I'm like, I
yeah.
would roller skate like 3, 4 times a week. I jump. I can do. I've broken wrists and everything doing it. I can paint. I was in roller derby, Constance Mayhem. But it's like so I'm like a bad bitch on those skates. Let me tell you. And I couldn't even do that. And I was like, man, I can't even go roller skating. And which sounds stupid as an adult, but that was like my thing.
It's
That's my gym,
frustrating.
right?
It's so
I
frustrating.
After that, I am not only back to where I was, I'm flipping off zip lines. I'm going out and I mean, I was like, I felt like a ninja at one point. I remember after it, I was just like so, and I'm totally 100% better. I don't take any of the medications. I can feel my thumb. Don't have that pain that's running down. I don't have the sciatica like down my leg. I don't sit there and like, oh, because that's what it was like. It was so for me. I know a lot of people say, "Hey, ET, whatever," but they might be negative. If they're taking you, you're kidnapped. But for me, it was a trade off. And for me to
Well,
get
yeah,
healed like that
yeah. And as
was
you, there
amazing.
are many experiences that have had healing experiences. You know, there is this case we interviewed. Oh, thank you, great.
Chris is
Um,
isn't he
we,
Chris is local. He is one of the locals
yeah,
here, and I was more excited. He's all into this now, and I'm like, man, this is amazing. Yeah, so I get really excited when so Chris, thank you so much. I know he's got some stuff
yeah,
going on, and I medically, so I really just know Chris that our hearts are with you, and you're so appreciated, buddy. You're so
our
appreciated.
prayer. Yes,
It's
yes.
awesome.
Well, we had an interview with Reinerio Hernandez, and you need to watch his upcoming film, A Greater Reality.
Oh,
He's
cool.
doing an amazing job with consciousness and contact methods. And he's had this healing experience with their dog. He and his wife were in their place, and actually their dog was needed they needed to put their dog asleep. The dog was not feeling very well, and they knew the next day was the final day, kind of. And so his wife went, you know, kind of, they separated. One went to sleep, and suddenly the other one, I think his wife saw in the living room this kind of light entity, you know, that she could not explain or understand, especially because she is a very Catholic person.
Oh gosh, yeah,
And
I know.
so he came, and she was telling him what happened and everything, and he was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He saw the thing, But he was kind of, the reality gets so confusing. And so he said, kind of, what the hell are you talking about? And he kind of ignored it. But next day, their dog was healed, kind of running everywhere, you know? And since then, they were awakened and they've been, especially Rainario. Um, he's been doing an amazing job with all this phenomenon and consciousness. I appreciate him so much. He's a
Oh,
great
that's
friend,
awesome.
a
That's
beautiful
awesome.
soul.
Oh, we have
Yes.
Carl in the chat. Carl sub. He's a Bigfoot guy. I
God.
just have to say really quick. Yeah, it was so crazy because he was on the show and he started talking about this location. I mean, what are the chances? He started talking this location. I had forgotten. I guess that he was at the same location that I was gonna go to that night on a hunt. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. He's got amazing evidence. If you guys are into the Bigfoot and cryptic, definitely check out Carl's sub. He's awesome. He really is awesome. So sorry, Polly, I saw him in chat. I just wanted to say that. Go
No,
on.
no,
That
please
sounds like
go
an
ahead.
amazing
No,
documentary. And so what is it called again?
a greater reality.
Carl's
Reinario
sub.
Hernandez. Hernandez, that's his name. I will write it in the chat. The
Oh,
film is super beautiful because it's not only about his own experience, but Preston
Ray
Dennett is in the
Hernandez, is that
film.
who you said? Ray Hernandez?
Exactly.
He's coming on the show. I have him booked. He's coming on in a week or two. Yeah. He's coming
Well,
on.
he is. Yes, he's a great friend of mine. Now he's living in Colombia, actually, where my father was born. And we are in touch, and he's such an amazing soul. The film, Preston Dennett is there, and Yossi Ronan, and so many experiencers. It's coming soon by the end of the year.
Oh
So
wow.
I put his name in the chat. Look for a greater reality. You will find it. It's gonna be awesome. And we have now, in their narrative, there is this new film coming, The Age of Disclosure. What should we expect, my girl? Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
that's awesome. No, he does a lot of work with the experiencers. Ray does. Hernandez. I actually knew him when I was over on when it was Twitter. Now I call it Twix X. We have a huge following, so I just really quickly Twitter. If you guys are on there, you can click in on that video that you're watching because we usually get at least like 200 to 400 people live on Twitter. So I just want to say you can click on that video. I know a lot of you are listening. We appreciate you. We love all of you. Click on that video and you're able to comment. We're able to see it here. Either that or jump over to YouTube. It's on SNX Radio and jump in the chat because we would love to hear from you too. So just want to shout out to X too really quickly. But yeah, he's done a lot of work. He's collected a lot of data on experiencers. So it should be
Yeah.
interesting to see what he's come up with. He's great. I like him. Do have him booked. I'll have to check because I'm locked out of that other Facebook account and like a dum dum. I'm dum dum sometimes. I'll take accountability for this. I had it all documented there and I thought, okay. And then it got all deleted. So I'm like, bleep, bleep, bleep. Hopefully I get back in there. Otherwise, I'm like, oh God, I know I have a
He is
record of it,
doing
but
an amazing job. He's got also all his books. He's also an author, Beyond UFOs, like The Science of Consciousness and Contact, just look for all his books and references. His work is amazing. Totally, totally
oh yeah.
recommend it.
I want to shout out too to JV knows where the boots on the ground. Jen, I'm doing an interview with her on Monday. I've been on her show. She's excellent. She's I love her. She's so nice. Check out her show too, guys. If you have not, she doesn't. It's not going to be live, but it will be, and I'll let everybody know when that hits and goes out. So yeah, amazing, amazing. Oh, thank you, Paula. We got that. She put that in chat to Raniero. Yeah, Ray. So he goes by Ray, right? Raniero Hernandez. Yeah, check him
Well,
out. He's
the
done a lot of
short
work.
name is Ray, but his actual name is Rainario.
I just wanted to make sure we had the same person.
Yes,
I'm
yes, it's
sitting
the
here
same
talking
one.
about it, and I'm like
Yes,
watching be a
yes,
different person. Yeah,
yes, it's
okay,
the
good.
same one. He's
Oh,
amazing. I love him so much.
I just took the
Ray,
power
sending you
of
all
Zoom.
my love. Keep doing your job. Way to go. Really, he's amazing. And now we have The Age of Disclosure coming, the new film that we were waiting so much. Hello, Professor Robert Bauer. Great to have you
Oh,
with
hey,
us.
Robert. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's got a great show too. Robert Bauer has a great show. I
Yes,
love the I just shut my power off, so I apologize everybody. I'm going to turn it back on. But he's got he's got a few different shows. I wonder what he's got going on right now. I loved when he had the geezer show. That was so funny.
yes.
Hey,
Well, he's there with
two.
Mr. B and usually with Jim Goodall too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had I got to turn this down. I apologize everybody if it just blinded by the light. But yeah, hey, Robert, if you can get a hold of Jim, we lost Jim. We don't know where he is. We hope he's okay. He was supposed to be on tonight, so instead it's Polly and I, but we got this. I mean, we're handling it, but we just want to make sure, Robert, if you let Jim know what the heck is going on, we just want to make sure he's okay. But yeah, sorry,
yeah.
he's Robert's. Yeah, go check out his channel. It was so funny. One time they had the geezer shorts. I don't know if you saw this. I clipped it. It was probably one of the funniest things I heard go back and forth
Oh,
between them,
they
but it was
are. Those
hilarious.
guys are just, hearing them
Oh,
talking is just hilarious. I love them so much. They are
yeah,
fun and
yeah.
so it's like three encyclopedias together, no, so much knowledge together. They
Oh,
are
I know.
amazing.
They are amazing. They are. Yeah, so thank you, Robert. You guys I used to watch them. They were on Saturday nights, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious. Hilarious." I go on there and harass Jim, of course. Like, Jim's so funny. He's like, "Oh." He gets like and I'm like, and he too, I have to say this sentimentally, Jim has always come on the first show that I've done. Even when I was on Space Out Radio after hours, it was Jim. And it's always like kind of a disaster, because it's like your first show and you're just like, oh, what do I do? It's like, you don't have
I
your groove
know.
down. You don't have any of that down. But yeah, Bob Gray, hey, welcome, welcome. Yeah, no, it's
Well,
just
the
like a
thing
message.
with
He's always been
Jim
there.
Goodall, people should know that Jim is not only, all his knowledge is amazing, but as a human being, he's just a beautiful soul. He's a really good friend, He's always sending his blessings and supporting and with so much love. So, yeah, I really hope Jimmy is okay. I'm kind of worried. I pray
Yeah.
he will kind of send a message soon or something. If someone of, maybe Mr. B or Professor Bauer, if you can try to contact him. We've been trying to. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, so we really are sorry about the delay, but that's what we were doing. We were checking on our Jim. Jim's like he really is. Like he's so they're so funny. It's just like I love people with that sense of humor. I've got that horrible, probably demented sense of humor, and so
I
when you find a joke
know,
in
I
anything, it's
know.
horrible. But if you can't laugh, it's like this world. I don't think you can take it too seriously. Otherwise, I mean, we don't make it out alive, literally. But I mean, it's just. Oh, he said Jim's not. He didn't answer my phone call either, Mr. B. I called 3 times. Thank you for checking in on him. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, and Carl Supp, he's coming to Dubuque. Carl, we'll bring you back on the show. That would be amazing. We'll go out and we'll get some evidence, and we'll that would be absolutely amazing. So let me know. I'm gonna Facebook you my number so you have it. So yeah,
Oh my God, I
that's
wish I
awesome.
could be there and go
I
with
know,
you guys
Polly. I
for the
know. Oh,
expeditions.
it's so
Maybe
much fun.
someday we will make Expedition Jerusalem.
We will. It's not so we. It's a not matter of if. It's a matter of when, Polly. And you're my girl. Like you're my sister. You're my. My heart. Like Polly. Polly knows. Like I don't even have to tell this girl. I don't even have to tell her when something's going on. She's like on there on Facebook. I was checking. She's like, "What's going on? Your energy. I can feel it. Something." She's spot on. And I'm like, "Oh, girl, I'm just figuring this out. Like I've got some If you watched the show last night with Jessica Jones and then the show before, something is going on here. I had something fly behind me last night when we were doing the show before. I mean, there's something. If you guys didn't hear this, I have a dresser, right? It's got 5 drawers on it. There's no slant. I'm down on the bottom floor. There's no slant to like anything here. It's a dresser with 5 drawers that has all my stuff in it, my clothes. It's packed full, okay? All of a sudden, like 1:30 in the morning, I'm laying in my bed and I hear this crash down. And I was like, what the hell was that? I get up, I turn my flashlight on my phone. My dresser, every single drawer in my dresser was on the ground. Everything that was standing on top of that dresser was on the ground. The only thing that was standing there was the frame of the dresser. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So I have a little activity. I don't know what's going on, but Polly was able to pick up on that. She's like, telling me this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, you are amazing. She's got the best heart and soul. Like she's always checking in on people. She's always doing that. And I know how draining that has to be, Polly. I know. But from the bottom of my heart, girl, thank you so much. Like I don't feel alone. And I was feeling a little freaked out and alone. And I've gone into haunted locations. Like I've seen this stuff, but I don't know what this is. It's not coming. It's not showing itself. And I don't even know if I want to ask it to show itself. I'm not going to give it that power. I'm not going to be afraid of it. But when your dresser, every single drawer comes out of your dresser. And then last night with Jessica Jones, we timestamped it and something came behind me. I don't know what it was, but I heard it. And all of a sudden I was like turned and looked. I was like, what the hell was that? And so, yeah, it took the conversation like Jessica. I love Jessica. You guys too. Jessica has a show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. The Cryptid Huntress. She's my girl too from Spaced Out Radio. She was on. We always would get on with when we had meetings and stuff. She had her own show. I was on after hours, but that girl, oh God, she's like boots on the
She
ground.
is
I mean, she's
amazing, and
amazing.
her
Yes,
remote viewing is amazing. And yesterday it was so weird because I when we talk about our connection, I just felt you. I felt something with your soul,
I
and I had
know.
an image. I had an
Hmm.
image on my brain, and in this image, I was seeing this dresser that you talked about
Yeah.
just now, and I
And you knew
sent
about
you
the
a
window
message.
and the TV even, and they're
And
right
I
next to
talked
each other.
about, I told
Mhm.
you, I see the window, I see a TV, I see a dresser. Please check that and I gave you the reason. I sent you a message.
Mhm.
And when you got the message, you told me, oh my God, the dresser last night, you know, just went crazy. So it
I can
was a
believe it.
confirmation that something is going on. I just felt it from here. I don't know how to explain it.
That was absolutely, it was so amazing. Like it was so amazing that you were able to get that. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is absolutely amazing." So, I think maybe I know she said she was going to have it at 10 p. It looks like she might be having it at 9 p.m. too. Yeah, guys, jump over there and show her some love. I love that girl. I really do with all my heart. I said I'm so proud to watch her grow. Like I'm gonna go
Yes.
ahead and I'm gonna put her link in the chat. You tell her that we said hello if we don't get off right when it starts. But I'm definitely gonna jump over there and we're gonna show her some love. So
We
yeah,
will,
she's
of
amazing.
course.
Yes.
Like, share, and
And
subscribe.
subscribe. Woohoo. Yes. Please do so. Please do. Yeah, Walter, she is a must see. She is a must see. Bob, much love to you. True Seeker, Jay, True Seeker, thank you so much for picking up that wrench. You're amazing. True Roost Sounds, thank you again for, yeah, you guys are picking that. Carl, we're going out and we're going hunt for that squatch, or I call him the squasher because Bigfoot, people are like, it's a squatch. And I said, I know what it is. That's my term. Sorry. I'm like, yeah. Well, you told me I can't say Bigfoot. Like, I don't know what to say. I just like politically correct here. I'm not. Yeah. So sorry about that. It's just me. It really is. It's not you. It's me. But yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Like, yeah, awesome. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys are just amazing. We are so family, and I'm gonna get this phone line up and running and correctly because we want to hear from all of you. Like I want to bridge that connection, and I'm gonna because I have to hook up this audio interface too and get this rolling. But I think that and having people and being able to hear from so many people, even if they're not guests on the show, that they're a part of this family and we are here
Yeah.
with open arms. We really are. Like Polly is absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to have her stepping up. I mean, this is her rightful place. This is how we roll. This is Polly's the one right now. So yeah, we're pulling her up on here. She's gonna see Polly. She's gonna be her and I are gonna be rocking it. So I absolutely this girl with all of my heart I love her. She's so amazing. She's
Uh,
family. Like you are family. My family is, but I'm telling you, I can pick. This is my sister right here. Like, I don't, it's like your family. You don't have to. It's like this is us. We are together. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. We are here and we are together. And I love that before about the chain. How can we ever the links? I mean, that right there.
yeah.
I absolutely love that. So, yeah,
Yes, yes.
support one
I
another.
guess, the moment we connect with people, you know, you remember the analogy about the train. You will always, your train is just, you're
Yeah, oh, yeah,
driving
yeah,
your
what was the train? Okay, you gotta talk about that when you came on.
I
Tell them,
love
I
that
loved
analogy.
that too, I love that too. I love that.
Well, I always explain to my boy that his life is like a train. There are people that will come up to your train, and that will people that will go down off your train. But you will get to decide the people that you want on
So
your
true.
train because they love you, they support you, they want to stand by you on your timeline with your goals. And there are people that you will lose on the road, and it's okay. We all change. We are all in a process, right? But what's important is really try to find the best people that match your energy, your frequencies, your goals, your life, your values, your morals.
Yes.
You are never alone. And even if you are alone, understand that the timeline is yours and this is your experience. And alone doesn't mean being lonely. Enjoy your time with yourself. Every time you go out, watch to the sky, see the clouds, watch the flowers, smell a new something. This life is beautiful. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
need to put a little more effort in those little things that make good to our soul. Just a little smell, just a little flower, just a little picture, just a little saying hello to your neighbor. You know, that's where we change everything,
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion.
Take your shoes off, go out in that grass. Go, it's like sometimes you have to just reconnect with that nature. Even Jessica was saying, she's like, get out in that nature. She said there's so many frequencies, and it's so true with everything we have around us, all these devices. We didn't have these as kids. And she's like, are you dreaming? I was like, not really. Not really. I don't dream what's going on there. And she's like, me either. So it's just like, she's like, when you get out into the woods and you get separated, shut those phones off at night, throw them out of your room. If you can shut down your internet, do a disconnect. I know it's kind of like, oh God,
Yes.
I gotta check Facebook. I do it because I want to stay connected with our family, our SNX family, and I do it. But on the other hand, it's like sometimes we should like a downtime. We got to throw those phones out of here and just kind of
Yeah.
see because they're jamming our frequency with them. And I'm not gonna go all out here and start like tinfoil hats and stuff. I mean, I'm all, if you got one, that's great. We usually, as a joke, like I had a crown one here one time, but it broke. I'm like, Heck yeah. Oh man, I
Yeah.
that's me. I'm wonky at times. I really am. Oh my Oh, too,
No,
Jay
yeah,
Truth Seeker, if
yeah,
you
but
have a link, post it, please. If you have a link to your shows, we love the woo. The woo train, we're on it. We are on that woo train. So yeah, we're all about that. Carl Sup, Happy Joe's. You guys, if you don't know what Happy Joe's is, the Midwest here, we have a thing called BLT pizza. Polly, do you
oh,
BLT
Midwest,
pizza?
they are
Oh,
amazing. If you want a beautiful place, they have this 24/7 live in YouTube in their place. Go
oh
to
wow.
Midwest Night Watchers,
Oh
and you
yeah, yeah. Oh,
can
I love them. Those so old.
you
Yeah.
will just sit there and have a beautiful view of their farm and beautiful chat. And you can just relax there and have nice conversations. I will share the link in the chat too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys, we are all about links too. If you got a link, you got a group, you got a page, and you're doing shows, and you're in the same, we got the same message, like the same, you're not like whatever. Please, let's share them. We're doing this together. We're all about that here. We are all about that. I remember, I'm not going to mention names, but they're like group, and they're like, I accidentally posted one of my links in there. I thought it was a different one. They're like, if you do it again, you're banned. And I was like, "What? Really? Over that? It was a total accident." And they're like, "This is not what it's all about." And then so I was like, with my group on Facebook, post your links. Let me know when you have shows. If I'm not busy, I'm gonna be there. I really am. Oh, James Gillian just sent me a message. I love him. He's great. You guys, if you don't know James Gillian, he's excellent with
Yes,
East
of
Ranch. Yeah, yeah.
course.
He's
Oh
getting
my
targeted
God, I
too right now.
wish I could go to that ranch.
I'm going. It's Washington. He's in Hawaii right now, and he's got one there. I love him, and I love Peter Maxwell Slattery together. They're and Mary,
Yes.
yes, Mary Rodwell.
Oh my
Oh, she's like,
God, Peter sightings are just, that's this,
oh
you
yeah.
know.
And James is like telling when he first came on, right? He's like saying about all these sightings, and I was like, "Well, do you have video?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so he's like, "Here you go." It was over the 4th of July, and there was so much of it. He's like, I said, "Can I release it?" Yeah. I said, "Do you want to?" He's like, "No, we have so much between him and Peter Maxwell Slattery. They have, I mean, it's like continuous. And not only on that ranch does he have like ET, he's got bit or squatch Sasquatchers, Bigfoot. Don't get mad at me if I say Bigfoot because I have people like, oh, Bigfoot. I was like, well, man, I was like UFO, it's like, I was like, okay, well, he's got a
Oh, and
Bigfoot, right?
I am a
I love
UFO
it though.
person. No, the
I'm learning so
UAP
much more about it
term is
too.
not for me. Maybe they try to make it a little bit more sophisticated. I will stay with the vintage thing. UFO is the thing, Yeah, classic. That's the
Oh
classic.
yeah, yeah. And Jay True Seeker, we're gonna get you booked. You're definitely coming on here. So just know, send me something on Facebook so I can get you booked. But yeah, we have. I mean, I have shows booked now like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure exactly how, but I'm there's such a demand, which is excellent. This is excellent. I love it. We got some good people coming on, Polly. We do. As soon as I find that
Yeah.
list and I get back into my channel, I'll let you know. But right now, I'm a little winging it. I'm just a little nervous. I'm like, oh, please, just give me my channel back. Whoever did this, I'll for. But I probably won't talk to you or whatever. But I'll forgive you if you just unlock my damn channel. Like that's so important. I spent so much time building this with people and they're on there, and I'm just like, man, when that happens, what a rum dum though I was. I should have. I was like, I've got this damn schedule down here, okay? And it's on paper, and I know better to put it on paper because stuff like this happens. But ooh, I gotta do some digging. I mean, I would show
Hey,
you my schedule, but it's not very complete.
I was watching the show last night with Jessica, which was
Mm,
really an amazing show. You were talking about Three Eye Atlas, and she actually did a remote viewing about it, which
mm-hmm.
is super interesting. Did she said it was maybe kind of a reptilian species that are handling the situation? I just
Yeah.
don't remember, but I find it so interesting.
Do you want to know what else happened last night when I was talking? I stayed on. I was catching up with Jessica. We were on for a few hours even after the show. And I started talking.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Real quick, we'll get back to the 3-eye atlas. I always call it AI atlas. It's 3-eye atlas. Get that in your head. There's like 4 of them coming out. But real quickly, so Jessica, I mean, other than like the tattoo, it was so crazy. She just going. I have to find the picture of the grid she was talking about also. But I've always had this, and it really bothers me. And I guess I'll share it now since whatever, because maybe other people have information on this. So I always have this memory, and I don't know where it came from, but I'm sitting and there's all these big tanks, right? And everything's glowing like this blue, like an LED blue. And they didn't have LED blue when I was like a kid, kind of like this, like my mic right now. Well, I don't know, have a channel. Oh God, yeah, it's kind of like that. So there were people in fluid, like blue fluid in these like tanks that went from up and down. I remember there was like a metal floor. I remember looking up and down. Now I did not look at myself. I don't know if it was like me myself, but it stuck with me, and I've had this since a young kid. So I'm telling her about that, and she's like, "Oh my God, Arkeem Ra sent me some coordinates, and it was in Davenport, Iowa. How far are you from Davenport?" I said half hour. I was actually just there for 3 or 4 days. They have an address, and they said there's an underground cloning tank there, or cloning facility there, and they were describing the same tanks that I had told her about before I even watched her show. And I was watching it and I was like, "Oh my God, what does this mean?" Like I said, "Am I real?" I told Jessica, I'm like, "Do you think I'm a real person?" Like, this is like I don't know. But I was not in one of the tanks, but I was there. And I
What?
don't know if this is the same facility. I have no idea. This memory, I've told people about it. I've gotten on shows and kind of like told this part of it because I don't know what it means and I don't know what it is. And it's always stuck with me. So she sends me this, and it's literally a half hour, and they did a show, her and Arkeem Ra. He got this, and he's from Appleton, Wisconsin, and that's not too far from where I'm at. Like, I'm in Iowa. And so it was just like, what does this mean? Like, it really has sat with me, and I said, "Do you think I'm a clone? Like, would I know if I'm a clone?" Like, it really bothers me that I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I was not in one of the tanks, and it's always stuck with me. And I just like, I can go right back to it. I was at the end. I remember seeing a row behind me. There's a row ahead of me, and I was in the middle row at the end looking at the people like in the tanks. They weren't like, eyes weren't open. They were just like containers. I don't know what they were. I don't know any more than that. But Jessica remote viewed it. And Arkeem didn't tell her like where it was or what it was. And she knew it was underground. Like, she's going through all these steps, and she's like, and I was like, holy shit. What does this mean? So, and she's like, I thought it too. And I was like, what if I'm not a real person? Like, that sounds crazy, right? But I don't know. What do you I mean, would that sit well with you? It doesn't sit well.
Well, no, no, I don't think it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. Just because, you know, when we talk about our experiences, and in my case, after I came to live here in Israel and I started kind of having this astral traveling situation, um, well, if we talk about this phenomenon being generational, maybe you are having a memory, you know. Um, if I
So I
was,
was a I was a tag I was a talented and gifted program kid. They recruited me when I was 4. That bothers me too because they that right there, when I was talking to like Laura Eisenhower and I was talking to like Tony Rodriguez, that is a gateway into like the super space program. I'm not going to say that I like that's all I know. I had MRIs.
yeah,
There's crazy stuff
yes, I
out there,
understand. Well, that's exactly what I mean, you know. I think you need to take that, what you are remembering, and trying to see the little pieces and see where does it come from. Because, you know, in my case, for example, I was seeing an hybridization program going on. There was a mantis, there were little grays, there were 50 women
having birth in different stages of pregnancy, and
Yes.
they took me there, you know. So one of my question is, was I one of those women in those
Mm.
hybridization programs? Because I was having issues getting pregnant, because I lost many of my pregnancies,
Oh God.
because I
That's
was,
heartbreaking. I'm so sorry, Paul. Oh, I don't want to give you a hug. Oh, that'd be so hard. I'm so
what?
sorry that you lost it.
No, no, well, at that time I didn't understand it. Now I understand the process. But back then I thought it was just because of the IVF. Sometimes you just lose your pregnancies, is part of the process. But, you know, I had also two brain surgeries. And
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
just because I had two cysts in my brain. One of them is still here. If you see this side of my brain, here they needed to open. I have a huge cyst here. She's still
Oh.
there. She's behaving fine, but she's still there. I need to do an MRI every
Oh.
year.
See, I
But,
have one that's by my brainstem. They don't know what it is. They went in front of a team of surgeons at Mayo Clinic, a
well,
team of surgeons with John
exactly.
Hopkins. No one knows what it is. No one knows what it bothers
Well,
me though. Do you know what they did on
I
Twitter?
was I was having really bad headaches, and there
Yeah, that's
was
how they
this
found
time
mine
that I
too.
almost fainted. So I went to hospital. They made an MRI, and they
Oh,
said we need to operate like in the next 24 hours because we're going to lose your left eye. But other than that, I had a cyst in my pituitary gland, which is right here behind between your two eyes, behind your nose. And when they operated it, this neurosurgeon came with this message when he tells me that when they tried to take the cyst from my pituitary gland behind my nose in my brain, they saw what looked like a little cube, something with a cube shape inside the cyst. So now that I think about it, it could have been an implant with a cubed shape. But what happened is that the moment they tried to take that cyst outside from my nose, the whole thing exploded. The cyst, everything exploded. So all the fluids from my brain, I almost died during the surgery because everything exploded. So they needed to glue everything very fast. I was saved on the spot. But the implant, if there was an implant there, I don't have it. But that was the neurosurgeon explanation. So we have all these kind of experiences, as you just said with yourself. You know, was I also part of this hybridization program with the mantis and the little grays? Why was I losing my pregnancies? Or why was I having my astral travel experiences taken to the craft exactly during my ovulation periods, for
oh,
example? So these are not coincidences anymore. Those are synchronicities where you are actually getting kind of confirmations of what is going on with your experience. There was a time when I came back with a mark on my leg. It looks like a cat paw. You will see it in my Facebook group page. It looks like a cat paw. It was there for 24 hours. I didn't have like allergy symptoms or another stain like that in my back. Nothing. It was like a cat paw, like a wolf paw was printed on my leg, and I woke up with that. So go explain it. But
Right.
I know it's a confirmation, kind of. I don't know what it means, but it's kind of they are telling me, we were here and you
Mm-hmm.
will remember what you dreamed. Yeah, you were in the craft and everything. We were here. This is the print. Good night. Have a great day. That's kind of the message.
Oh yeah,
So that's
definitely.
where that's where sharing our experiences is so important because we can compare. So I found, for example, that Terry Lovelace's mark.
Oh, I love Terry. He's wonderful.
It
Oh,
is, and it looks very much alike. Well, his mark looks more like a flower arrangement, and it's more like a calcification inside his leg. Mine is more like a cat paw printed on my skin, on my leg. But it
yeah.
looks very much alike. So I always wonder, it could be maybe the same species. Do we have more information about a cube implant or a mark that looks like a cat paw? So that's why sharing is so important. Because
We
if
should get
you've
our
had
pictures together and come on here and do like a show and tell sometime.
Yeah, go ahead.
We
I
should.
will, I will give you my drawings and my AI work and the mark and everything, so the audience can see this stuff. And first of all, feel that you are not alone if you have the same experience, more or less. But if you're wondering about your marks or implants or whatever, well, sharing is the way to compare.
Yes. Yes. And too, Solomon Jex has a good point. He said, is this likely a reaction to the implant? And that really
Well,
bothers
it
me too.
could
Like,
be,
yeah.
or it was the way kind of to disguise the implant. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't have it, unfortunately. I
I
have
don't
the
either.
MRIs.
Yeah.
I have all
Me
the
too.
MRIs with all the explanations of whatever happens in those. I have everything, but
Yeah,
I don't have the
I have
implant.
I had the hard copies. They gave them from Mayo Clinic when I was going to John Hopkins. My grandma was like all over the place, so we just flew out there, and they. So I have record of it, and this is even the crazier part. Somebody on Twitter, uh-huh, took my MR. I don't know even how they got the hard copies of it. I've never really put these out there, but I can put them out there now. They put them on Twitter, right? And on Twitter, I love the Twitter
Oh,
following. I've got
Twitter.
almost like 50K followers on there, which is excellent. But they took it and they said that now, oh my God, they put my MRI out there and they said that there's a little ET inside of there and that I'm a reptilian now. So, and then they send it to me a screenshot. They have their account private, so I can't even get in their account to see like exactly what was said. But he said there's like like 20,000 people that have viewed this, and he like I don't know. And then something. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. I came across it, and I was like, "That's my." I mean, it was like I was scrolling, and I got a notification on my second account. I was like, "That looks just like my MRI," and I clicked on it. It was mine. And
That's
I was like, "What in
crazy.
the hell?" Yeah. So let's clarify this before this gets crazy or out of hand. I'm not a reptilian. And that's not an ET inside my brain. We don't know what it is. It's never done anything, but it's by the
Well,
brain stem. It looks
we
just like a
might
kidney
have the
bean.
genes, we might have the genes, the reptilian genes of the great genes, or I don't, but it doesn't mean that,
We're bad, yeah,
like, what
right?
the hell is going on? My God, this is
Yeah, no, I
crazy.
know, I know. So, okay, implants are designed not to trigger immune response that keeps them sick. Oh, wow. But everything can manifest. It's not perfect. Misfire, it's not perfect. Wow. Solomon Jex, thank you so much for what you're writing on here. I love this information on implants because that's, it's kind of like when you think of and he's trying to digest it, it's like, oh, the thought of having implants is like it's cringeworthy, but it is a possibility. I don't know else why too. And Polly, this is what I think too with the MRIs that I had done. I stopped having them. I mean, once in a while, like if I've had a migraine or something, they'll go in and nothing is growing, nothing, whatever. And this has been since I was a kid. So there was a time during like the 90s where they injected this metallic dye that they can't even do anymore. And I could feel it going all the way up my arm. And then I had a series of these MRIs. And during that time, it was like, like 8 times the gravity of Earth, the pull of these MRI. It's like a huge magnet. I often wonder if it's not something to do with the gifted and talented program that I was in, like it just like I'm wondering if this is in a way because I grew up seeing spirits. I've always seen spirits. It's normal. It's weird, but it's normal. Okay, so it evolved. It was from like even when I was back at like 4 or 5 years old, I remember stuff. So it's
Yeah.
always been a part of me, but it always seems like it's a gateway to this too because there's so many other people that have had this too. But I wonder, so the MRIs, like the old street lights, not like they are now. I used to knock them out. I've showed this to so many people. My dad's like, it's got to be the reflection on the car. I was like, Dad, let's go. Have you ever seen anything like this? And Paul Shishi from Canada, he worked in this like warehouse facility. He's the one that's in chat or whatever. Paul's one of our moderators. He's love Paul. It's May 7th Able. So if he would take out, and he's got pictures. He's got so much UFO footage. He's just in Canada. He's got chaos going on right now, like we all do. I mean, they're really trying to rip everybody apart. But he took out lights. Like he also does the same thing. And I'm like, man, if I get this is not even a joke. And you can ask anybody. And like, if I get like kind of like frustrated about something, I take out power. I take out, and I think it has something to do with these MRIs. I feel like it's a part of like Montauk a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
there
I
has to be. If anybody
understand
has
the
any
feeling.
information on this, please, yeah, send it to me because I'm looking.
Well, we
No,
cannot
I was just gonna say
deny
that,
the
or if I
fact.
have a weird blood type, I have AB negative. If anybody has any information on blood types, these MRIs that
Yes,
they've been giving, and if any ties to these black budget projects, because there's underground for like facilities here. And then when I found out about Davenport, Chris sadly wants to go to Davenport. Chris, I have an address. We're gonna check out this house because underneath the house is this like I'm like we'll go in our Johnny Cash outfits or something. We got to get and see. Like I'm not above knocking on a door, and finding out here. So we're gonna go to Davenport too, and we're gonna bring that information to you. So yeah, and two, if you guys are not already, go over to the Cryptid Huntress Jessica Jones JJ and tell her we have nothing but love over here for her. Okay. Because I love that girl, and I'm gonna hop in her chat and rate it as soon as we're finished. So
yes,
just send our love to her. Send our love to her. She's amazing.
yes.
Boots on the ground. Like she's like, oh, I was bait, like big. She's like, that girl's freaking. I said, you got like cojones,
She's a
girl. Like get
warrior.
out there. Yes,
Yeah.
she a warrior. Hell yes, she is. Yes, she is definitely. And to chat, we love all of you guys. Oh, Solomon Jacks is he's A negative. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so I wonder with the
That's
AB. I just
interesting.
know if I go in and I have surgery or anything like that, they have to have blood on my hand. It's like everybody, like most people can have my blood. I just can't have theirs as an AB negative. I don't know. I was not I had two O negative parents. I was not compatible with them. I was like a jaundiced yellow baby when I was born. So I'm not even compatible with my mother, which that's let's sum it right up there. So Max Pax is AB negative too. This is it's so rare. It really is. It's like
Oh,
the rare blood. Hey, if you have any like me know because I'm looking for answers and I'm just coming up empty handed. I have a grandmother on a paternal side that's RH negative, saw the UFO way before me. She took me like she's the one that did the seance, like she was all about paranormal. Like my mother was Catholic. She like wanted to call a priest. So I have like conflicting sides I'm on here. But yes, if you guys have any of that information, please. Travis Willard Moonstone,
it's
hey,
lovely.
yeah, welcome. You don't want my blood after all the military. That's so true too. When you go in the military, they like they I mean they're like vaccinated and jabbed with all of this different stuff too, all of this different stuff. So yeah, oh man, that's AB positive too. This is crazy. Hey, oh Paul, you're AB positive?
I think so. I think
Oh
I am AB
wow.
positive. Yes, I think I may be positive.
Oh yeah, no, Solomon Jacks, I'm not RH negative, but I have a grandmother who was. I happened to see the show. I think it was Emma. I can't remember what Emma's like. Her page is called, but she kind of covers all this, and she was talking about the AB negatives being like the second coming of the arch. And I don't know, like I didn't really like. It wasn't a ton of information. It wasn't anything like that. So yeah, no, definitely. If you guys have any information, I'm really looking for answers too. I'm really looking for answers on
Yeah,
this. So yeah, but I just wanted to say that. Yeah, that's crazy because the blood types are so rare. Everybody's usually like O negative, or I think O positive might even be more. But
it
yeah,
is. It is.
it has to
But
mean
bottom
something.
line, I think that if we all do DNA tests, the
I'm
more we
afraid of that.
dig, the more we will find that we are just all the same.
I do, like, we're all here, we're all human. I'm just sometimes you have clues, and it's like, we go to different paths or different things. Like, it's like we might have gone different roads, but we ended up here together. It's like
Yes.
my journey is not going to be the same as yours, but we are here together and we don't have to leave one another. But there are clues along the way. And it's always sat with me. I'm like, what does this mean? My mom's like, you always had this, I was incompatible with. So I think, like, I mean, mm, we're not compatible. She's not a nice person. And, that's okay. She can do whatever. But it's like, how do you not have, that bond with that child? I just love kids so freaking much. I think,
Yeah.
man, how do how do you do that?
There
But
is a question of, one thing is our genetics, and another thing is our personalities and the way we were raised, you know,
mhm.
and how do we take our experiences, even with our families, and make it better for our kids, Um, I guess we, especially, you and me, we come from a generation that was raised so differently. They were
Mhm.
very tough, and the education was more like, uh, it was not really a democracy,
No,
whatever they
no, I'm a
said, it is
Generation
what it
Xer
is.
too. Yeah, we're like I
Exactly.
told Brody, we're your hope. Your last day, he's like, you guys are a little. What did he say? He said, "Do you have to be so intense? Does your generation have to be so intense?" I was like, "You don't understand what our generation was like." I was like, "We are your last hope." I always tell him, and
Yes,
he love yeah,
yes.
it's awesome.
And so
It
I
was
guess
yeah.
that's why, we were talking before about letting our kids asking questions, questioning everything. So this is the new generation where we try to give back to our kids the right to think, to
Mhm.
explore, to question, but still with boundaries, morals, values, we are living in a really tough society where, unfortunately, kids are bullied, and there is no respect for other people's feelings. So let's try to make that better, reinforcing in our kids how beautiful they are, how important they are, how much we love them, how much
Oh
it's
yeah.
important for them to talk, to communicate, to know we are there for them no matter what.
No matter
We didn't
what.
have,
No
yeah,
matter what. Yeah, it's unconditional. It's
yeah,
absolutely unconditional. And it's
exactly.
like your kids need to know that. They need to know that. Like that parent, if I had that as a kid growing up, I think my life would have been totally different. And I
Oh,
never want
yes.
my child to ever feel the way that I felt, growing up. And it's not like, I mean, it really is like when I guess I don't know how much even I should say, but when I tell you this, it is absolutely insanity. But my mother does not even. She's told me to go and off myself. That's how crazy the scenario is. And I've never said
I'm
this
so
before or
sorry
shared
to
this before.
hear that.
No, it's okay. I've like worked through it, but it's hard. Like it's hard not. But I was always like with my grandmother, the one that had RH negative, Josiel was her name. She's just we look alike. We were so much alike personality. She always said, "You're the apple." So I had that. I grew up with my grandparents, and which is I love because I would never want that lady to like she shouldn't, it's just like, but her other kids, my sister's siblings, there's certain ones, but I think that rejection, maybe when she felt that way, like with growing up, I don't know exactly why, but I'm going to share it. I guess I've never really like gotten this personal before, but it really is, maybe other people need to hear this too. It's just like, you got to let these people have their own issues, and it's hard because everybody wants that love and acceptance from your parents, like everybody wants to feel that, but it's not like,
Yes, and
it's just like, it's
that
not.
that brings a lot of pain sometimes when you try to be or to feel accepted by who you are, especially in our cases, especially with our experiences, because we don't have a way to prove that we were taken to crafts and we are talking with aliens. So it's difficult even to our families to understand it, you
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
if we go back to the train analogy, even with our families and how much we love them, boundaries are needed because you are a human being with your own heart, your own soul, your own experiences. So you need your boundaries too, even with your mother, your father, your sisters. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's important for you to feel respected. The acceptance, people will accept you or not, it doesn't matter. Even within your family, you need to deal with that. But as long as you are whole with yourself, you will be fine, because you are maybe alone but you are not lonely. So just respect yourself and your own experience and your boundaries.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's well said. And it's too like that acceptance. Not everybody has to accept you, and I truly believe that not
Yes,
everybody here as like humans. Like I don't think everybody's here. Obviously, there's a dark side to this, and there's a dark side that's here, and they're often here to derail you or to do whatever, and you don't have to get stuck on that. You don't. And it's hard. It's easier
exactly.
said than done. But I was a mental health therapist for 7 years. I did really intense therapy. I was in dyadic developmental psychotherapy as trained by Dr. Daniel Hughes himself. I worked with kids with reactive attachment disorder, like the hugest trauma that you'd ever come across in your life. And I did it for 7 years. I started to become conflicted. I was like, some of these kids are trying to push like their baby siblings out the third floor window. I got like kids with knives under the bed, and we were teaching them how to blend into society. And then I got like this feeling, I'm like, I don't know if this is like a good idea when my kid's going to school and I know that they're in the schools and I know what they're capable of doing. And I had one, I don't know if I should traumatize everybody, but this kid, okay, the mom let him rescue baby bunnies. Please, if this is a trigger for you, like plug your ears but this is the extent of what I'm talking about. This kid I said to the mother, that's a bad idea. Get those baby bunnies away from him. By the next time we were in therapy, those baby bunnies were no longer living.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
God.
and what he did to them, I said, they practice on animals before they practice on you. This is the way that it works. And I really became conflicted and I left. I was like, I can't do this. There's something really wrong here. We would go into therapy, and I've talked to other therapists about this. The density of the air shifted with these kids.
Yes.
And they like there were like we'd regress them, they would go back, and like some of them went to infancy, like they were running and trying, I mean, like, but they're always like there's certain ones where like I start fires, whether they eat crazy gravel and drink charcoal fluid. I mean, it's like that pica, like they do crazy things, like have ticks and stuff like that. Not every single one of them was a drop in the bucket, not every single one of them, but there were some of them, and they had clear plans on how they were going to kill people. And I really like, I said, I can't do this. I can't teach them how to blend in. I can't teach them how to blend in with our kids. My kid is going to school now. Everybody's like, that's great work. And I was like, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And so that's where
Yeah.
I became conflicted. So, everybody's going to have their own opinion on it. Like everybody's going to have whatever. But I walked away. I mean, and I was like
Yeah.
partway, I had my master's degree. I graduated top honor society. I was doing all that. I was finishing my PhD, stopped it all. And I was like so gung and I was like, man, I can't do this. And it was really when I came in contact with the UFO. And I was like, there's something here on this planet that hates humanity. And I can't teach it how to blend in with our children. When my child is going to school, and that's what, that kind of that awakening when your kid's there and these, it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, no, I can't teach them how to blend in anymore. Like we got to teach our kids like to stay safe, and they're not safe. When I take that crisis call, I would get all sorts of calls. I got one with he's got razor blades under the bed. There was like a 3 and 4 year old that had plans to kill their parents, and the parents like, oh, we took him to daycare, and the one's telling him he's gonna. And I said the first thing that we had to sit down with those parents and go through with them. I'm like, because they were usually adopted, their names were changed, they're brought here, and I was like, can you accept that your kids want to kill you? And they were like, what do you mean? I think that the daycare is not lying. Like this is if we want to get to the bottom of this, they may not want to kill you for the reasons you think they are. Like it may be like they love you so much and don't want to lose you. There's all these different reasons that they do it. But you got to understand. So it's like there's something here in humanity like that hates humanity. And it's like when you hear about all this like, ritual stuff and the things they're doing to these kids, I saw the products of those kids. I saw what they're after. Now I don't know if this is like, I mean, there were some shitty ass parents. Shitty. I would love to have tracked some of them down myself. I used to call DHS. I was the one that would hold the papers up to like, and I'd take a pencil sometimes because they'd black out, like they'd have all these markers. Like, and I just remember like how sad it was to see all this. But man, some of those kids were an empty, like lights were on and they'd sit there, but nobody was home. And what happened to those bunnies? I tried to warn them. They wouldn't listen. I was so upset about those bunnies. I like because you can't. I don't know. It sounds crazy, but they practice on animals before they're coming for you. It's just like you have to draw that line. But yeah, it's just crazy the world. And so I guess to get back to where I was even going with this is that there's people here and they're not like it's like they're not one of us. And it's just I
Well,
become really
it's
curious
really
about what
so
it is.
strange, you know. I don't really like my feeling is that sometimes they really now who's they? I am not sure about the answer. But whoever is playing with our brains, well, I don't even understand the goal. It's kind of they are trying to change the narrative. They are trying to what? I'm gonna give you an example, you know, about I think it was a year ago. There was this woman from the UFO community here. And we used to see her in the events and Zooms meetings and suddenly there was this day when she appears 6 o'clock in the morning news going on the street with a I think it was an axe.
Oh God.
And the picture is that we see her going, kind of trying to get inside a mall. She attacked there the security guy with the axe, but turns out after that she actually killed her boy.
Oh.
And we are talking again about a regular person, as regular as you can know her, because I don't know her personally. You see what you see in the
Yeah.
conferences and in the meetings, and a regular person, a
Oh
single
yeah.
mother. The boy was a 10 years old boy. Now the thing is that um, afterwards she came with the story that actually the aliens were the ones that told her to kill her own boy.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, you know, I don't tend to think that there are only good aliens. I believe everything is life is made by yin and yang, let's call it. There is no good without bad. There is no bad without good.
Good.
There are good humans, there are bad humans. There are good reptilians, there are bad reptilians.
Yeah.
But if they get to our minds, and I am not talking about the aliens, because I don't think that was an alien thing. I think that was more kind of a government thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how they target these people or why, or, you know, but this should be taken really seriously. No
Yeah.
matter the reason, aliens or government, this is wrong.
Right.
This is wrong. See, now
Yeah.
the life changed for this woman forever. The little boy is gone. The family is broken. What the hell happened here?
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, where's it's broken. I mean, how does that happen? You think that with an own mother, like, how does this stuff happen? But it does. It does. And it is just like, please, like, I can't make sense out of some of it. It's so, distraught. But like you said, there's not good without bad, and there's not bad without good. And you wouldn't know good unless you knew bad, and you wouldn't know bad unless you knew good. It's like you don't know happy unless you know sad, or sad unless you know happy. It's the way the spectrum works.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
So,
just want to say to everybody too, drop your social media links in the chat because I love you guys. I love this chat and the way it's going, and I would love to follow all of you back. So please, and if you do, I'm going to try and get in there. I just put Solomon, Jack, yours up there. Follow Polly Rotterman and get on that Facebook group. She's got an amazing group. This girl's like works very hard. So if you're on here, and please, if I don't follow you, Carl, I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed, so I just subscribed to you too. I want to follow all. It's like this is our family. So I appreciate all of you and all of what you're doing. So please drop your links in that chat so we can go back, and I always let the chat replay, and so people can see that too coming up. So love you all. Love you all. I just want to say that really quick. Oh yeah, Magneticus, he's on X. So if you guys are on X, follow him. He's got some fascinating stuff. He does, oh my God, with energy and these projects he has. I mean, they're amazing. He's got this. Oh God, Magneticus, why don't you come on sometime so you can tell people all this stuff? He sends me, he's into cryptology too of me, and like he's helping decipher a lot of stuff. Like, so yeah, I appreciate him. I appreciate him. Yeah.
and I will be going afterwards with Mr. B and friends. Jim was
Yes.
supposed to be there too, but we don't know about Jim. I hope he's okay.
Yes. Yes,
Coley,
me
you're
too.
super welcome to join us
Yeah,
afterwards.
I'm going to. We can probably wrap it up here for the night. So can you drop that link for Mr. B too? And you guys, if you aren't on there, follow Jessica too. Go on, please go to her chat. I'm gonna go to her chat too and tell her that I love that girl more than anything. And please, like, oh my son's, oh Polly,
And
my son just texted me about you,
I will
Polly.
send you Mr. B's link. So
Yeah.
if you want.
Oh, my kiddo's in chat. Hey, Brody, if you're on here, come on. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he just sent me. Is Polly the one that runs the other? Okay, yeah.
Oh my God,
Brody.
hello.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Brody, get on the chat. I love that kid. He watches our stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah. He just
I
sent me a
feel
text.
he's my son too. My God, all my
Ah,
love.
that is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. So I love it. My kiddo, he keeps me in check too. He'll be like asking, but he loves all the stuff. He saw a UFO actually 2 weeks before I did with my brother, and so he's got his own little thing going. But
That's so
I love you,
great.
Brody. I love
Probably
you.
my boy would be here too, but it's
Oh
like
yeah.
here
Oh my God, our kids would have fun.
it's almost 20 minutes to 6 a.m. So he's probably
Oh
sleeping.
shit, it's that early. I forgot. Yeah, it's
And
that early there.
tomorrow is our first day of the week, so he's got school. But I guess he will
Oh.
be supporting someday when he grows up. They are
Yeah. Yeah,
amazing. They should
we can
meet.
wrap. Yeah, I forgot. Polly, that's so awesome that you're doing this because I know, girl, you have to wake up in the middle of the night. So I just want to tell you that I appreciate it. And coming forward,
Oh,
Polly is our host on SNX Radio. Congratulations, Polly. Yes, yes. So, it's almost 8 there, Magneticus. Oh God, yeah. So we're gonna hop out, Polly. We're gonna Mr. B's channel. She's gonna be on there. I'm gonna jump on too. Before then, go to Jessica Jones and tell her that Coley and SNX Radio Polly, we send our love. And now I'm going to be over shortly to rate her chat. So, Shelly, thank you so much. She's so great. Thank you so much, too, for all you do for the channel, Shelly. Chris, Night Ladies, we're going to go to Davenport, Chris, and we're going to find this cloning tank. I don't know what else to say to that. But yeah, Jim, hopefully, but this has been wonderful, Polly. You're absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, so
thank
if
you
we
so
Mr.
much.
B, before I end this really quick, do you have a link for Mr. B and then go back to
Yes,
Night Sully,
let
he's
me
from the
try.
UK. Okay, cool. Oh, love it, love it. So
Hold,
I'm gonna
I will try to
I
send
subscribed, yes.
you.
Oh, that's
Let
awesome.
me
That's
see if I
awesome.
can find it
Oh,
right
I
now.
really the love in this chat is just like I love chat. I do. I absolutely the love in this chat. Magneticus, I got your text. I haven't had a chance to go through. I had an allergic reaction today. I had to run to the doctor. You guys,
Oh, I
yeah.
found it.
Oh, yeah. So I had
Hold
to run to the
on, I'm
doctor so I didn't
sending
get
the
it.
link. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
And I don't know, Bruce Fenton, my buddy Bruce Fenton. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's in the UK too. He's absolutely wonderful. He may be coming on tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure yet, but as soon as I get back into my Facebook, I will get you guys links and I'll tell you what's coming up and coming because we got some fun people coming. We do. Ray Hernandez is one. Polly, yeah, I didn't know they'll be exciting. Yeah, you should tell him that
Oh,
you're gonna be doing the
yes,
show
he's
too.
amazing.
Heck
I just
yeah.
dropped Mr. B's link in the chat, so please join
Yep.
us. And
Please
I will
join
send
us.
you the StreamYard to the messenger.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and then I'll jump on. So, like I said, in closing, Polly, is there anything that you want to leave the group with? Gyro
I
Sons.
love you all very much. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please like, subscribe, and share. Keep sharing your experiences.
Right.
Stay humane, love each other, and we are Disclosure. So
We are
let's keep
disclosure.
doing this. You are all
Yep.
amazing. Love you all.
And
Thank
yeah,
you,
so
Connie.
welcome, Polly, as a new host on SNX Radio. Yeah, this is awesome, my girl. The girls. We kind of take, we're gonna push through a lot of this. So, again, in closing, thank you for taking the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio. I'm Coley and my host, Polly. So yeah, be good to one another and get over to Jessica Jones, get on Mr. B. We're gonna be there and let's show our like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I absolutely love all of you. Shelly, clapping hands. I love that. She's awesome too. So nothing but love for you guys. Nothing. We're gonna get a phone line up and going so we can even connect further. Follow one another on social media. Let's keep this family together. So again, thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. I'm Coley and Polly here. And with that being said, we're going to see you soon. If anything else, we're going to be back on Thursday night. And yeah, look forward to seeing all of you again. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you, all you're doing for the chat. And, be good to one another. Like Polly said, she's our girl right here. She's going to keep us in check. So with that being said, we're going to close this.
Things that ain't lying, UFOs in the night we're flying. Red alert, motels in the air, cryptids
understand.